Did you fart?
No.
Did you bust?
The room just filled up with dust.
First time in the studio, and he busted ass.
The room filled up with dust.
Well, it could have, but I was not the source of it. I don't think I'm probably going to be referring much to the notes. I'm probably going to be spending a hell of a lot of time here defending myself, wouldn't you say? And I'm good with that.
Law-abiding biker media.
Hola, papi. Ven y escucha otro episodio del Lab.
Oh yeah, welcome back all our fellow bikeaholics out there. So glad you could make it back for another loaded ass episode of the Law-Abiding Biker Podcast. That's right, it is the podcast for
the motorcycling majority.
That's right.
99%ers.
Attaboy, that would be Popeye, you know, the big MM. That's right, we cover it all here. So roll the throttle back, kickstand up, and hang on as we come out with another badass episode. That's right. Welcome back, everybody. This is Ryan Erlacher, your host of the Law-Abiding Biker Podcast and your
high-tech redneck.
That's right. One and only in the house studio, right? There we go.
What's up? What's up?
And guess what?
Guest appearance. We have a guest appearance tonight.
Straight up, man.
Coming up to fisticuffs possibly tonight. Could get real ugly in the studio.
It's a high likelihood.
Get ready.
That is the one and only Jeff from the Big River Crew. And he has it's his popping his cherry tonight.
It is.
It's been a while.
Time. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh. That's what he's doing over there, dude.
Is that my song?
It is.
Is it?
That's what I came up with.
Okay.
And I bet you know what movie that's from?
Let's see. It's a Clint Eastwood one. I'm trying to think which one it is. Now how many guesses do I get?
As many as you want. I'll just cut. I'll post at it and make it look like you're smart. You get it one answer.
It wasn't the good, bad, and the ugly. I don't think
it was.
Oh, it was.
Good job.
Bad. Okay. Well, first.
There you go. Now, any guesses?
I just need to have more confidence.
You do.
I do.
You'll get it.
Any guesses as far as what?
You'll get the confidence about halfway through. Now, any guesses in the studio on how what year that movie came out?
Oh, wow.
I'm guessing. I'm not guessing. I actually, when I was getting the song, I looked it up.
67.
Wow. Ooh.
Is that right?
No, you got to guess.
I have no idea.
Guess.
Let's go with 72.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah, I know. Sarge is probably real close.
He is 66.
Look at that. Wow.
66 is when that movie was released.
Yeah.
And you know, I've never watched that movie in its entirety. You know that?
Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, how can you? I mean, even today.
Yeah.
It's about a 3.5, 4 hour movie practically.
Probably in your mid 40s back then?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's just... Okay, yeah. That's one for Popeye. One up. So anyways, guys, Jeff is down and really happy to have him in the studio with us. Going to be a really cool episode. We've got some good content for you. We're going to talk a little bit about an EPA follow-up from our ethanol fuel episode, E15. We're going to talk about a new Patreon page. We're going to talk about our main topic is going to be all about the Big River Crew. Boom. And past, present, and future, and things like that, and what it took for them to get to where they are. And so it should be a pretty good episode. I will tell you guys, do not. What do you think about drinking and driving there, Popeye?
You don't want to do it. It's real bad.
It's expensive.
It's real expensive.
Like $5,000, dude.
Yeah.
But if you just get yourself an alcohol breathalyzer,
you can solve all those problems.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Boom.
You don't have to go home to the wife and say, need $5,000 for an attorney.
No, my wife would
say
we don't have $5,000.
Yeah. Or I'm going to prison for vehicular homicide because I just killed somebody. So
that's not good either.
Yeah, guys, get it. Our club has it. lawabidingbiker.com/alcohawk, ALCOHAWK. And we get a little kickback. It's one of our affiliates. So check that out, guys. Also, you bought anything from your motorcycle lately, Jeff?
Have I bought anything for it?
Good job. I'm glad you
Yeah,
have.
right, yeah.
And you probably ordered it from Motorcycle Superstore. If you did, did I guess right?
I don't have it yet.
Anyways, guys, you got to know we have an affiliate link, lawabidingbiker.com/motorcycle superstore and /Rocky Mountain for Rocky Mountain ATV and MC. And you can always just go to our support page at /support. If you go through any of our affiliate banners, we get a small kickback. All right. So you guys rode down here today. How was your ride, man?
Great ride. Well, it was a little windy. It was pretty windy. Yeah. We only had to, we stopped a couple times. We had to stop.
Had to gear up once.
Yeah.
It got to be pretty cold.
Yeah.
The latter part of the afternoon. And then.
But when you left Wenatchee, you said it was pretty warm.
Yeah, it was like 65. Started coming down, stopped twice, once for Sergeant to change his diaper, and another time just to remind him who he was and where we were going.
Oh, God.
Are you finished? Here's the thing. If you
and his name, he
if
forgot his name.
If you have a tendency to wait, if you wait into BS, you tend to get a lot of it on you. So just wait till you're done.
Oh, I love it. Oh, boy.
Let him finish. You finished?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
You got something? Were you going to say something?
Yeah, I'm
done. Go ahead.
I'm letting you finish.
I am done.
Good. Thank God.
For like a second. So it was warm when you left Wenatchee, and
it probably dropped 15, 20 degrees by the time we got here. Wind was howling.
Ever-present wind at Ellensburg is just, oh, man.
Howls.
Now, you guys came down tonight to obviously came down early. I appreciate it to be in the studio with me and spit this podcast or maybe another one after this. But you came down for a bigger reason than that. We're going on a ride tomorrow. Is that right?
That is right. We got a law enforcement ride tomorrow with a bunch of guys. Going to head down towards almost all the way down to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
With the crew. The Big River crew is coming down. Got the Big River crew down here.
The whole crew.
The whole crew.
You know what's
with El Valle.
Yes, and you know what's cool is it will be the first time that since you guys got fully patched in, is that we'll all be together in our cuts, the mother chapter and the Big River crew, and believe me, I'm going to do some photo ops on that.
Super stoked.
Super stoked.
It's usually super stoked.
Did I not say it? Well,
I don't think you said you're super stoked.
I'm super stoked.
All right, just making sure.
I meant to say it. Okay. All right. So yeah, we got a big ride planned. Tons of law enforcement and stuff, of course, and there'll be some from another law enforcement club. There usually is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, should be a good ride as long as it don't rain on us.
We're hoping. Cross your fingers. I'm sure it's going to be kind of cold.
I'm sure it will be.
Avoid the rain.
Yes, I got heated gear. I'm good as long as it doesn't.
I don't.
Yeah, well, yeah. Why you haven't got any yet? You gonna?
No, Sarge, you should be buying me some.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
It's not gonna happen.
There you go.
Hey, your pay rate, how many years you've got on?
Like I said, I don't think so.
So let's jump into now. Do you guys listen? I'm sure you did. Are you caught up on episodes on the E15?
Oh, you know it. Why wouldn't I be?
Okay. Now this is just a little follow up, guys, and to our E15 episode, which was episode 40. lawabidingbiker.com/40 if you want to hear. That was a pretty intense episode. We had a blast recording that.
Yeah.
But
Oscar knows his stuff, man. Oscar really gets into it, and
he's smart.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so.
I don't like to say that over the air because it's on record.
Yeah.
But when it comes to that stuff, that's why I like having him here for that technical stuff. The guy, he's a sponge.
You know, I had to cut out of it about halfway through, and the thing about it was when Oscar was talking, what I knew about fuel at the time was that
it made a car go.
When you have fuel in your tank, your bike seems to run better than when it doesn't have any fuel in the tank.
True that.
And then Oscar goes into molecules and, well, I was pretty impressed.
I know. And you probably, obviously heard, what was the other?
I just thought he was good at drinking Coors Light.
He is good at that in 40-ounce size.
Yeah,
40s. But what was the other episode? I'm trying to think. Oh, well, the Auto Tuner.
Yeah.
And he was pretty,
right. Yeah,
you know
his stuff on that too.
Me and him and LD gets mad all the time because and Lurch because we'll be out to lunch or something, and then me and Oscar will start just going at this because we're really into the Auto Tuner and EFI and all this E15 stuff, and they'll just be like, "Are you freaking serious?" Because we get intense about it, dude.
Right.
So yeah.
Didn't you guys just put a Power Commander 3 on someone's bike?
Yes, and in fact, I'm glad because that is not even the notes. Look at this.
Wow, look at you.
Podcast Pro. Straight up.
Rookie year comes in, rookie year. And
Whose bike was it?
takes off.
Yeah. So I just, actually, Jeff, I just released today. It's not a joke. I released it today, and it is the brand new Auto Tuner video. So we all have the Power Commander 5 video, which we put on Oscar's bike a couple months ago. And then now we bought the Auto Tuner and put that on. And so if you want to get the video, a lot of people have bought that video, lawabidingbiker.com/Power Commander and the number 5. And also, if you want to get the Auto Tuner video, which I just released, is lawabidingbiker.com/Auto Tuner. And it's going to be really popular. It's been highly requested. I got a lot of emails for it. We finally put it on his bike, videotaped everything. We go through everything.
Step by step without skipping any steps.
Yes, see, you guys are freaking right on it, dude.
Now, you put that on Oscar's bike with the existing exhaust system, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not his stock. He put D&D Fat Cats on it.
But he did that before, didn't he?
Yeah, we did that before. And then we put the intake. And then we put the Power Commander 5. And now we put the Auto Tuner. And step by step without skipping steps. But on a serious note, we go through and we talk about, we show you guys how to wire it, how to run the wires, and then all that, and then getting it plugged in, getting it synced with the Power Commander 5, and then we hook the laptop up, and we go out and ride the bike. We accept the trims, we accept the values, we show you how to change values if you want, and then we show you how to send it back to the bike. So it is a complete package. And that's what I had been requested by a lot of guys for that particular video after we did the Power Commander 5, which a ton of people are buying. So, guess who gets it first? Coupon codes. Guess who gets it first, Popeye? Don't look at me. You're looking at me like me. In the corner, dude. Who gets coupon codes first?
I don't know.
Anybody in the email club, the free email club?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So please get signed up for that free email club, guys. That email is going out today as we record this podcast. You will be the first to be notified about it and the first to get coupons code. The coupon code is Oscar because he was highly involved with the video.
Look at that.
And it's only going to run for a very short time, and there's a limited amount of coupon codes. So
get your coupons now.
You get them first in the email club, which is lawabidingbiker.com/email club, and it is completely free, no spam.
Better get signed up.
You better get signed up. That's right. And we'll send you the coupon codes. And also, if you listen to the podcast, all of the podcasts usually come out by the time we record them, and they get out a couple weeks after the email list. So either way, you're going to get the coupon code, but they might run out before the podcast, but I'll pump some more in there just to make sure they're in there. But the coupon code is Oscar for that. So yeah, good segue right into that. I didn't even have it on the notes. So yeah, we put the Auto Tuner on. You got any other questions about that, Jeff? You were going to ask me something.
How does he like it?
We like it. He likes it, I should say. Once we figured everything out, does it make his bike run crazy better? Now the Power Commander 5, that out of the box, will put you that base map, new pipes and intake. Now he likes the Auto Tuner, I'll tell you that. It really comes down to
motorhead though. He's a gearhead and he wants to always be tinkering.
Oh yeah. He loves it.
Yeah.
He loves
it. To do.
You'd pretty much have to put it on a dyno to see if it affected the torque and whatnot. So
there you go.
But,
and fuel mileage, immediate.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what they're a lot for, is that fuel mileage. And we get into a lot of stuff on that video, and we will get into some more of it on a future podcast about how much does that Auto Tuner tune when it's on the bike versus when you accept the trims and send the map. Mm-hmm. It's a big difference because that Auto Tuner only does so much while it's on the bike. You really have to get it hooked up to a laptop. But he did notice a little bit of power. He said, like I said, nothing that he's going to drop on the floor, for.
It's pretty rare that you do.
Yeah.
Something very noticeable. And I think the first bike that I had the Power Commander 3 on it. I think torque went up about 10, from about 67 to about 77. Nothing real noticeable though.
And that's with the Power Commander 3. Was that with a dyno that you noticed that? Mm-hmm. That's how you noticed you got the torque?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So, fuel mileage is good. And like I say, now, if you went and manually put in values, you might be able to do a little bit more, but that's when you really need a dyno, when you start putting in manual values, because you can make your bike run really crappy. So
Mess all kinds of stuff up. Huh?
That is right. So anyways, what do you guys know about this new EPA article? Anything?
Yeah, I went to the EPA website, and not last night. I was reading some stuff on AMA, American Motorcycle Association, which has been around since the 20s or something like that. I mean, it's been around a long time.
I don't know. Ask Jeff.
Sorry,
I don't usually do that. That was out of line for me.
When did you guys start the AMA?
When did you guys start the AMA?
Was that in the early 1900s, wasn't it?
Nothing to do with it.
Huh? Oh, whatever.
Had nothing to do with it.
So sometime around the early 1900s, Sarge helped found the AMA. And
You done yet?
no. And the other day, like I said, I was reading on this. We don't need any hockey music.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Let the children play.
Yeah. But no, I went to the EPA website last night, and they actually did. A few days ago, they acknowledged that, yes, this fuel can actually cause damage, not only to motorcycles, but what it talks about is small engines. And engines basically before 2000 as well, from what I was reading on it. But they came out and publicly admitted that it could definitely be a problem.
Imagine that right on the coattails of our
That's what I was thinking.
episode.
How perfect is that? You guys just had this episode. Somebody down there is probably listening. I'm
pretty sure
the EPA is definitely listening to the Law
yeah,
Abiding Biker.
we're a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
We're a pretty big deal to the EPA.
they decided we better release this before Lab really busts this thing out. And
Is
gives
it
people
weird
problems.
that the EPA sent me a cease and desist order recently? Should I be concerned about that? Because what do you think, Jeff? Should I be concerned feds are on my back here? Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, we don't worry about them. So, yeah, good. You have anything to say on that? Did you read this thing, Jeff?
No, I didn't read it.
All right. Well, I will.
basically says it can make your engine run hotter
Correct.
because of all the stuff that Oscar had explained before about how it fires and whatnot, and it can cause damage to your engine.
And they're finally admitting it now, which is nice. But here's the big deal. The update is, okay, so they're admitting that it's causing, okay, we finally admit that it does cause damage.
So
okay.
what are they going to do about it?
Right. Guess what they're going to do about it?
Nada.
Yeah. Here's the new rule that came in since they openly admitted this. They're going to put more signs on the blender pumps.
Yeah.
Okay, there's already signs on
That'll
the
do
blender
it.
pumps. Yeah.
That'll do it.
And that's what the EPA is saying is, you know what? There's already signs on the pumps. Putting more signs is not going to keep people from misfueling. And if you misfuel, remember what we said, your warranty's gone.
Right.
You know, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so the AMA is still like, well, that's good that you admitted it because you've been lying all along. You know, here's my little spin on it. This is me. Mm-hmm. Okay, EPA, you've been lying about it, so thank you for the truth now. But now, you know, you can't put a Band-Aid on something you've been covering up for so many years. So, of course, the AMA is still fighting that and saying it needs to be a stop to it. We can't have blender pumps out till it's, you know. So it's still hot.
It's a mess. It's a political mess,
It
too.
is.
And talking about how, you guys went into this a little bit, but talking about, the corn prices are going to go up. You get that much more in the market, and then that makes cattle feed go up, so your cattle cost more to raise, and it's just one thing after another.
Yep. And so the EPA, or the AMA, and this particular website, and I'm going to put this in the show notes, guys. Again, lawabidingbiker.com/ and whatever episode number this is, and you can get the full, what kind of show notes, Popeye?
Copious.
Oh, you pulled that out because you looked up and to the left.
Yeah,
Is that up and to the right's out of memory? You looked up and to the left, which was weird.
No, I looked to the right.
Okay, you did. Up and to the right.
I felt it actually go, yeah.
Okay, so he's pulling it from memory. That's a little interrogation stuff for you
It
guys
is.
out there.
Yep.
Interrogation classes we go to.
101.
Interrogation 101. He was not lying. He was actually pulling that from memory. So anyways, so I'm going to put this in the show notes, but there's a link here to the article, and I put some quotes from the AMA. And the cool thing about this link is go to it, and you basically in this article, it has a pre-written statement. And so you can send it to the FTC. This link, you can basically go to
FTC?
Federal Trade Commission.
Okay.
And very good. I'm glad you did that. All these acronyms. Yeah. And so the Federal Trade Commission's in charge of all this, fuel. You can go there and you can cut and paste their statement, and then you can send it. And the more we send to the FTC, the more heat we're going to put on them as motorcycle riders. So I made it really easy for you. I'll put the links in the show note. Hit it. It took me like a minute. I cut and pasted what they want me to say. I cut and pasted in there, filled out my name.
Just inundate the email.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Just inundate them.
Right.
because we do need to put a stop to this. More signs on blender pumps.
Be a little upset if I blew my bike up because of putting garbage fuel in it.
Yeah. How pissed would you be about that there, Jeff?
Yeah. Would you like that with your CVO?
Would I be pissed if it blew up? Yeah.
Yeah, if you accidentally hit a blender pump and you didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Would you turn a table over? Would you just lift a table and just slam it across the room? I don't know what you'd
I'd
do.
have to think. Whatever damage was available to do.
He's thinking. Is that not a fitting song for him, though?
You really think so?
Here's why. Here's why.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear it.
Okay, it gets better. We're going to play this in the background. Okay, so because now you've known Jeff, Popeye. I'm looking at Popeye. He's known Jeff a lot longer than me.
Right.
Okay. Now, me and Matt, we met you guys, and obviously we met Jeff a few times before you guys decided to become Prospective Chapter and all that,
right.
and your support crew. Jeff is a very calculated.
Oh, yeah.
Very calculated. He reminds me of 20 years ago when I started law enforcement. He reminds me of like one of my first sergeants, and I won't obviously use a name, but very spitting image, but always thinks, stays calm, and he's always got a plan.
Keep calm.
And that's the song right there.
Big stick.
And so this song, yeah, he's just standing there in the corner with that look in his eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And he's thinking.
What am I going to say?
And he's ready to make his next move. Yep. And he'd probably kill us without us even knowing.
Probably.
Yeah, I raised 4 children. He's easy.
He's a trained.
You thought you told your wife I was
Popeye's
like
easy.
one of your child.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you say that? I'm like one of your children?
Yes. That's exactly what I said.
We'll go to coffee, and he'll tell his wife, "I'm gonna go have coffee with the children
With
now."
the kids, yeah.
Go and have coffee with the kids.
And so if you guys, Jeff is Popeye's immediate supervisor at their Prospective agency that they're with.
I might wind up out in the middle of nowhere.
So
one of these days.
Popeye's probably not going to have a job come tomorrow. Straight up.
He doesn't do the job now.
Oh.
He shows up to work. Yeah.
He shows up. Yeah.
All right. So that's my 2 cents on the good, the bad, and the ugly song. Me and Matt have talked about that. Just, you remind us of a supervisor we both worked for a long time ago. Yeah. But yeah, just very,
Oh, yeah.
just thinking and got his hand on his gun, twitching his finger, and, just ready to make that move.
No, actually, I left it outside. I actually thought it probably would be best if I didn't bring it in here with me. That's a good call, wasn't it?
Straight up.
Well, me and Ryan both have guns, so yeah.
Yeah.
Get them turned into a big shootout in here.
All right, so back on EPA, that's enough follow-up on that. But you guys should read that. And like I say,
try not to use it.
No, and stay up to date on that stuff, guys. We need to band together. That would piss me off royally if we were on a trip where they had blender pumps, and I don't know if that they look exactly the same. You'd have to literally read the pump. How many times you read the pump?
You'd hope they'd have like a different colored handle or something, maybe.
I don't think they do.
Yeah,
I don't think they do. Real quick, guys, and then we're going to get into our main stuff here. I just wanted to tell you about the new Patreon page. Do you guys know about my new Patreon page?
I do.
All right.
A little bit. I'm not going to be able to explain it.
All right. Well, you guys.
Sounds like some
I
high-tech
saw it.
redneck
I
stuff.
saw it last night for the first time.
Oh, very cool. What'd you think?
Okay, remember now, I'm about 4 or 5 steps behind pretty much everybody here as far as
4 or 5 generations ahead.
High-tech redneck, I've never been called that. Not likely to happen. So it's all new to me. I mean, I actually, believe it or not.
The intraweb is new.
Because like I said, the stuff that you sent me last night, I was at the desktop when you sent it.
Yeah.
And so I was able to pull it up. Believe it or not, I was on the phone here. Obviously, I can't, but...
Just referring to the show notes.
It's a bag phone.
What
a bag phone is not going to be able to bring that stuff up.
Are you finished? Are you finished? Hold on. Can we have a moment of silence while he finishes up here? You know how kids are. Okay. Can I go on?
Go ahead.
You sit down?
Yeah.
All right. Turn and face the wall, would you?
I'm already sitting in the corner, Dad. I'm already sitting in the corner.
Well, what I was getting at is if I can negotiate it, then it's pretty slick.
Yeah, well, thank you. And here's the deal, guys. And I've talked to you guys about, monetizing the show. And this is a good way. And let's just start out. It's called Patreon. And I'll just give you the link real quick. It's lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. And that's Patreon, like patron, but with an E, Patreon. And so, I am working with some people on sponsors. we've had the donations, and thank you guys for all the donations. And we're just at a point now, and you can, I'm actually going to play a clip here in a second of my Patreon video. It's real short, but it'll kind of explain it. But before we do that, I just want to say, basically, we're trying to monetize the show, obviously. Operating costs they're high. As I get bigger, as I produce these videos, as I need equipment, I want to make this better and better for you guys. I just ordered literally $1,000 worth of more podcasting equipment. I was telling these guys tonight. So by the next one we record, it should be up. I got a limiter compressor gate. I got headphone amps. I'm going to put the other mics on boom. I won't get all techie geeky with you, but bottom line is I want to keep making and moving forward with Mo better. With the quality of the sound, with the quality of the videos, and all that kind of stuff. And so here's what we can do. I do have some affiliate links. You heard them at the beginning of the show. We try to throw them in here and there if you guys use our affiliate links. That's a very small kickback. Of course, the donations are huge. That you guys, that's really helped me along. And I'm not going to get in. You can read the Patreon page, and I get into, some of all the operating costs that there is involved with this. Not to, I don't want to put aside either that, I do put in literally, I get, I'll work 5 days and then I get 4 off. But I work long days. I work 11-hour shifts. And when I do get off, I literally spent my last 4 days off, like 12, 13 hours each day on my days off. Of course, I go for a little ride now and then, and like tomorrow we're going, but I literally spend, and these guys know because they see the content that I put out, 13 hours a day on my days off. So, not to say the man hours, but just alone and all the service fees and this and that and hosting. And all right, enough said, guys. I'm not complaining. So what Patreon does is it allows you guys an option to, if everybody does Patreon and we get everybody on board, I won't have to throw the sponsor ads in. I would love to get to a point where we could just take any banner ads off the site and sponsor ads. And we can do that. Patreon's about a year old. It's really starting to get really popular. And what you do is you can go to Patreon and you can pledge. I have it set all the way down at $1 right now. So basically what you can do is volunteer to pledge $1 per piece of content that I put out. Okay. And so I would like to put out 4 a month, but usually it's 3. So that's like $3 a month. And so you're agreeing to say, okay, every time he puts out a new video, and I'm not going to abuse it. I put out vlogs and stuff. I'm not going to, it's the quality videos, the review videos, the how-to videos. So at best I would put out 4 pieces of, literally, here's the great deal, no risk. Reason is you can put a cap on it. So if Popeye says, I want to sponsor Ryan for $1 for each piece of content he puts out, but I want to cap it at $10 a month in case he puts out 50 episodes, which ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? I can barely get out what I do.
I know what you mean.
So he can put a cap on it and say, I'm not going to go over my family budget of $10 a month, but I do want to do $1 an episode.
Tight budget.
Yeah. It's the way it goes. Mm-hmm. So there's no risk, guys. You can put how much, and now you can donate 5, 10, and more. And I put out rewards, and I'm not going to explain them all here because we want to get into our main content, but you can do $5 or $10 or more a month, and you can read there's certain rewards I give you. So if you do $5 an episode, there's rewards there that I kick back to you, and you can read that. And also $10 a month or $10 per piece of content. There's even another reward. And again, you can cap it for how much you want a month. So enough said about that. Real quick, I'm going to play this because I think it explains it real quick, and then we'll get into our main content. Hi there, and welcome to my Patreon page. I am Ryan Erlacher, and your high-tech redneck. Really appreciate you checking this out. If you ended up here and you're on my YouTube channel, just go right over to lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, and that'll take you directly to my Patreon page because there is more information there. So the obvious question is, what is Patreon? What is Ryan Erlacher's Patreon project? Well, very simply put, it's a way for you to voluntarily help me out to continue to bring great content to you. You basically donate X amount of dollars, and I have it set really cheap right now. In fact, right now it's set at, you can start all the way at $1. And you voluntarily say, I want to give Ryan Erlacher $1 every time he comes out with a new podcast or video. So you voluntarily agree to give me X amount of dollars per piece of content that I put out. And the best part is, no risk. Let me tell you what I mean by that. is, let's say you're worried because you're giving, let's just say $1 per piece of content, or $5 or $10. Let's just use $1, okay? And you're worried because you're worried that I'm going to put out 50 pieces of content in a month, okay? You can set a cap, okay? I'm not going to put out 50 pieces right now. Trust me, not even going to be close to that. But each piece of content, so you give $1, you can set a cap and say, okay, I want to give $1 per piece of content, but I don't want to go over $20. So if I do put out that 50 pieces of content, you're not going to be stuck with that $50. So completely risk-free. You get to choose how much you give, and you get to set your cap. Obviously, the podcasts are getting much more popular. The YouTube channel is getting much more popular. So with that comes a lot of extra operating cost. And I'm sure I'm not going to list all those for you. If you want to read the description on my Patreon page, I tell you some of that. I work a full-time job and then a regular job, and then I do this on the side. So, it takes a lot of man hours, and I want to keep ramping it up for you guys and continue to bring you great content, and hopefully to continue to make the content better and better. And by helping me here on Patreon and pledging a certain amount of money for each piece of content I put out, that will help me get there. The other beautiful part about this Patreon project is I can give rewards. So you give $1 per content release or piece of content, $5, $10, whatever. I can set up rewards, and you can read below for those rewards, and I may change them over time, but I try to give something back for being in a certain category of giving. So very cool. Additionally, there is the possibility, depending on how big the Patreon campaign gets, that you could propel me forward on my content creation journey here, and propel me right into being able to do this full time and really, really bring content to you. So, that's out there, but we all got a dream, right? I really appreciate you checking out my Patreon page, and for further details, just read my page. Also, I would really appreciate it if you would share this and get it out to people, the community, and the more people we can get involved, the faster we can move along. And I really look forward to continuing to bring you guys the content that you want. Peace out. All right, guys, that's straight from my Patreon page. Again, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. You get the idea. And we've already had, which is awesome. Here's the deal. Can you guys imagine if everybody, the over 500,000 people that have watched YouTube videos, and the thousands of downloads, thousands and thousands of downloads we get per episode on this, if everybody just gave $1 per episode, I wouldn't have to have banner ads.
Celebration.
Yeah, it would be a celebration. Wouldn't have to have banner ads. Wouldn't have to go after sponsors, So it's out there, guys. And just since I put it out 2 days ago, we've already got 2 patrons have signed up.
Very nice.
And I just want to announce those real quick. And that is Greg Gaxiola, who's been a major supporter of this show, and Brad Jaffe. And I don't know where they're from because it doesn't say, but there are my first 2 patrons in 2 days. And,
nice.
They're both pledging a certain amount per episode. And like I say, $3-4 a month, So hit it up, guys. If you want to see this, and we can keep getting equipment, and, maybe I can get some better, put more episodes out, which is what I'd like to do, is put more content out.
Get some better co-hosts or something.
Well, I don't know how much those cost. You guys were free.
Yeah.
Well, dinner and drinks is all you guys cost. But yeah, and if I get like I've told you guys past, if I get a virtual assistant, then that frees me up to put more content out, because right now I have to do all the behind the scenes, everything. Mm-hmm. And if I could pawn some of that off and hire a virtual assistant, that means I could focus on more content. All right, enough said about that. You guys got anything to say on the Patreon page?
Negative.
What do you think about that little deal, Jeff?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
It's all brand new. So
you just tell them is give $1, you're going to come after them.
Oh yeah.
Actually, go
bring
give,
the rest of the,
or $5 or $10.
Or 5 or 10. Yeah, there you go.
I'm good with that.
Sign up.
So
do you have already?
$1 doesn't go as far as it did in your day.
When did you start it?
2 days ago.
Hold on. Are you finished? Are you finished?
2 days ago.
Okay. 2 days ago, and you had 2 sign up?
And I haven't announced it yet.
1 per day.
Yep. And I just put the YouTube video out. Now everybody will hear it on the podcast. So like I say, guys, if you really think about it, if you just went and gave that $1, man, we could have a smoking show and I wouldn't have to sell as many videos. I could put them out on YouTube for free. You know, I have a lot of for sale videos. I have a lot of free videos, but man, I could put all that awesome content for free. It wouldn't be for free because everybody's donating, you know, 1, 10, 5, 20, $1 million would be good if anybody's out there wants to do $1 million.
Let's give $1 million.
I'm good with that. So anyways.
How did you know about this? How did you hear about it?
You know what? I am.
He's a high-tech redneck.
A high-tech redneck.
I know that.
So I will tell you.
But I mean, you just don't suddenly wake up and realize it, do you? I mean, you heard it or you saw it somewhere.
Did.
I think it comes to him in his dreams.
Yeah, it could be.
Because I don't sleep a lot because I think about this stuff.
I know you don't.
I don't.
Because I know your schedule, and you'll be like up in the middle of the night. I'm like, why is this guy up when I'm up?
It's ridiculous. You know, but in a year, look how, you know, far it's come, and that's why is I've absolutely sweat blood and tears on this thing. But the way I found out about it, that particular is through other podcasts. There's some other podcasters, Jeff, doing it, and I listen to I'm a podcast whore. And
podcast fanatic.
I'm a fanatic and I'm a whore, but I listen to so many different podcasts when I'm driving around, and so yeah, a couple other podcasters that I listen to are doing this, and it's working out. And because podcasters are like starting to get to the point now where we're starting to become, you know, podcasting is really making a boom, and and so as it gets more popular, you hear a lot more advertisements because people need to monetize these things. These are not easy. And getting this content out takes a lot of time and a lot of money. So to put out quality content, anybody can record on their 8-track cassette thing, and you know,
what's the matter with that?
I didn't say that. I just
He's over there. Sarge is over there smiling.
Oh, I had to.
And I wasn't even
jump in on that one.
You know, anybody can record into an iPhone and then publish that. But if you want quality,
You know what? I have seen, this is no joke, I've seen an 8-track one time in my life.
Really?
One
okay,
time.
I'm dating myself because when I grew up, my old man, for years we had an 8-track and we had a black and white TV, Jeff.
Wow.
We didn't even have a TV for a while, and then we had a black and white. So, I am a little older than Popeye.
We had a record player.
Yeah, we did have a record player.
We played records all the time.
Yeah.
Good
I
quality.
still have the original radio phonograph.
You got to talk in your mic, Jeff.
Radio
There you
phonograph, standing phonograph that my grandfather bought my dad. I have it in my house.
See, I should have
I have
kept
some
that.
Yeah,
pornographic
I got that.
stuff. Is that the same as what'd you say?
Phonograph.
Pornograph.
Phonograph. Hold on a second.
You're asking me if I'm deaf?
Yeah.
You're asking
so that I can explain what it is that I
Yeah.
have. But yeah, it's from 1947.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I wished I would have saved that stuff from my grandparents.
Believe it or not, it still works.
Yeah, don't get rid of that.
No, never.
No way. Don't get rid of that. You know, speaking of pornographic it was different back then.
Is this my fault?
It was really.
Sarge used to look at the Sears catalog.
They were really into the forest back then, like the bushy.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the old porns? I didn't watch them. They were. Yeah, it's different now. From
must
what
have been
that's
tough.
what I hear.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hear. Yeah, it's just a lot of bushy people back then. I'm just saying. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Jeff?
No, I haven't a clue. It just sounds funny.
Yeah, well, there's just a lot. They weren't into.
You really had to use your imagination back then,
You
didn't
did.
you? I mean, from using a Sears catalog.
I think it was a little bit more refined back then. I think that.
Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
The
The risks
Victoria
were taken
who?
as years went by.
It was refined back then. That's a good
was.
word.
It was
It's kind of
not quite as graphic.
yeah. People definitely weren't into grooming their selves back then. I'm just not gonna lie to you.
You see what you get. It was what it was. That's it.
Yep. Okay, we got to get off that subject. All
Moving
right.
along.
So moving along.
I'm done.
Let's move right into our main topic, guys. Yeah, the Big River Crew. Yep, we're going to talk about their past, their present, and future, where they came from, what they're about. Let's rock and frickin' roll. So with that, so I met these guys. I'll just open it real quick, and then we're going to have an open discussion roundtable. I met these guys through LD. LD knew Popeye up, and you guys heard some past episodes up north in the Wenatchee area. And you guys have heard our other episode, lawabidingbiker.com/2 chapter request. And we just had a chapter request.
Yeah.
Another one from
Right.
Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
And that's what I sent him now. I sent him that link. Listen to the link. Read the blog. If it's still something that you sound like you want to do, then get a hold of us and we'll talk. But we didn't have any of that in place when we got you guys. And we've come a long ways. But if you want to listen to the episode, go back. But these guys were obviously interested. LD knew Popeye. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody that's in that crew right now. And then slowly we met and we started. You guys did the
Fell in love.
And yeah, dude, we got to. It's been a while.
What is this one?
Yeah, what are we
Oh,
listening
you
to?
gotta listen. It's totally Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Every now and then.
You got it. You got it,
I don't
baby.
know all the words.
Every now and then I get a little bit
I like the wedding singer version.
coming round. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all my years have gone by. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified. I see the f***ing look in your eye. Every now and then I fall apart. You fall now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight. I f***ing need you more than ever. And if you only hold me
All right, we got to
good
play that
stuff.
once in a while, dude. That is freaking hilarious. That is from the wedding singer,
That's
dude.
good stuff.
So yeah, we fell in love, and now why don't you guys let's just open it up, and why don't you tell us from your perspective how this all started?
Well, I know for me, me and Rob, if you've been following the podcast, went to the academy together. We were academy roommates, and then we've been pretty much best friends ever since. He's been, he's one of my best friends, and doing stuff. We ride together all the time.
Did you guys spoon in the academy?
We did. What they
Spooning.
do is they give you single beds, that's a single, and we figured why not push these together and have at least a double. But so no, we started riding together out of the academy, and so we've got thousands and thousands of miles together. And then up north, I was talking to Rob when Sworn Few was getting started. And I'd already been talking with guys that ride Harleys around the area. I'd been talking about, I thought it'd be very cool to start a law enforcement only crew,
Oops, sorry, I cut you there. I think.
Oh, well, good job.
Yeah, I was messing with. Make sure a law
Don't mess
enforcement
with
only
it.
crew.
Yeah.
Law enforcement only crew. Okay.
Quit messing with it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't be pressing buttons while I'm talking. So yeah, we decided, you have something to say over there, Sarge?
I'm just going to tell Ryan to let him finish.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to start a crew, but I didn't know the first thing about it. And I started talking to Rob, and Rob started telling me about he had something kind of in the mix of going on and kind of going about the same type of thing. That they were looking at a law enforcement crew, something kind of new and whatnot. And that, yeah, of course, that was LVIA up here, the mother chapter, and they were
Roger
working
that.
on that. Yeah.
All right. So, what'd you think? Did you ever? Now you say you were thinking about a law enforcement club before this.
I did, and like I said, I didn't know the first thing about it, and so, but I'd been talking to Rob about it. I didn't know.
Did you look before though? Did you cross your mind and get online and look? Were you that serious about it, or just like, yeah?
I was more interested in
someday?
starting something, something for the area or something like that, and some guys, and just a little something different. I knew about the Blue Knights, but I knew about that it was kind of more of a, you buy your colors, and I wanted something that was
Absolutely right.
that was something you earned, something a little different. So when this started coming up with Rob, looking at the Sworn Few, then I'd reached out to you guys, and like I said, started talking to Rob about this club, and of course I know he told you guys, hey, I got a buddy, up north, and so you guys rode up, and there's still snow on the ground.
That was the beginning of the end of my life.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
Well, we rode up to a brewery, and the road was covered in compact snow and ice coming out of it. And it had gravel on it, or had sand on it. Rob didn't know it, but yeah. So we met early in the year and started discussing a possibility of a chapter up there. And of course, that was a big deal for you guys. You were pretty young yourselves. El Valle, and
Yeah.
taking on another chapter was a big deal. And so, yeah, met with Rob, and then I started kind of thinking about who would I be interested in having come into this thing. I have no idea why I picked Sarge, but somehow here he's sitting with us today. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, keep going. I don't think you're finished anyway.
Oh, yeah, well, you leaned forward like you wanted to say something.
I did, but I held it back. I wanted to hear the song.
He likes it. See,
That's
I
right.
knew it would grow on him.
I'm all over that.
I'm
I'm
tell
going to
you,
get the movie soundtrack for that.
you got to. That was a huge deal for us as the mother chapter.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I'll tell you, because we were so new, we were like,
It's
like, no, we can't even think about that yet.
Right.
And then we met you guys.
This
and all
guy's awesome.
All jokes aside, all jokes aside, we did, we were all, I think, against it, not because we were like, it's too soon. We don't even want to do this until we have a year as a mother chapter. But we met you once, and
I see the f***ing look in
it
your
was
eyes.
total eclipse of the
Total
heart.
eclipse of the heart. Right away.
So anyways, so go from there, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand, your guys' hesitation too, and that here you are, you're going to, if you do take on another chapter, then we're able to take on prospects ourselves, and we're able to grow the club, we're able to bring on who we want, and obviously you can trash a club pretty easy if you're not careful on who you bring on. And so this, more than obviously the Sworn Few and a law enforcement club, this applies to everybody. We're the Law Abiding Biker podcast, and we're listening, everybody out there for who's listening, thinking about starting a podcast, or starting a biker club, who you bring in is obviously a big deal. And if you bring another chapter who can bring in other people, you lose some control of that. You guys, obviously, as the mother chapter, lose some control over who we bring in to our chapter. So it's a lot of trust into us as to who we're going to be bringing on. So I understand the importance of the time, and making sure we are the type of people that you would want coming into this club that you just started.
And see, that's the cool thing about you guys is I think why we changed our mind so much is because you guys got that right off the bat.
Right.
It wasn't like an entitlement. And I know I talked to LD a lot, and I talked to you. We had some talks, and you guys got that you know what, these guys are probably not even ready to bring anybody on, but we clicked with you guys so well that we changed our mind. So that was,
Yeah, and it was, it's about looking at guys who like to ride hard and guys who I like hanging out with anyway. I have no idea why I'm here with Sarge on my day off.
Because he brings, he got me hooked on Jack Daniel's honey whiskey.
Ooh,
now, I usually get the regular Jack Daniel's, but I actually bought you a special bottle today, didn't I, Jeff?
Yes, you did.
Special bottle.
Plus what I brought with me.
Yeah, he did. I'm like, hey, I bought you some special whiskey. He pulls out of his saddlebag. This
This whiskey?
This
Like
whiskey.
this? Yeah, does it look like this?
So rolling into that, so you guys obviously at that point,
So we showed our interest.
Sure.
And I'd been talking to Rob, I've been talking to you a bit, and hey, let's see your crew, get together a crew. And of course with our schedules, and of course with everybody's schedules, but law enforcement schedules can be really hectic. And it was trying to figure out a time where we could all meet and get to know us for the first time. That's where we met in Ellensburg for the first time. Rode over. It was early in the year. I think the snow had probably just got off the pass. There's probably still snow up there.
I'm recollecting it because I was looking up and to the right. Very cold.
Yeah.
I do remember it was winter.
Well, the ride back, I think I saw more deer on
That's
that
right.
pass
That's
coming
right.
back than I've probably ever seen on that road. And it was unanimous kind of pretty much right away is that we actually stopped at the top of the pass on the way back over because it's a couple-hour ride. And just said, hey, who's interested in continuing this thing? Obviously it's, we still got to get to know these guys. We want to be a chapter, but are we interested in, at least going to the next phase of kind of being a hang-around chapter and seeing where things go?
I do want to say that Popeye is very prepared for this episode. The only other person that has ever brought notes into the studio, and I appreciate it. I just want you to know, I freaking appreciate it. The only other guy that's ever brought notes into the studio is Lurch on his first couple podcasts. But you're ready for this, dude. He's got his yellow pad over there and pen, and
I've been thinking about it.
that's good. That's good. Yeah, so we met that time, and I do remember cold. And then we went to the casino or something. Did we end up at the casino?
Yeah,
At the end of the night or
we did that night.
something
Yeah, we
did,
did that.
but
Yeah.
we didn't gamble. But we just
Right.
happened. That's a place where, yeah.
It was the only place
Yeah,
open
the
probably
only
in
place open, I
Ellensburg.
think.
Well, we were trying to get away from all the college kids.
And
Ellensburg's a college town, and everywhere we would go, it was
Central
just,
Washington University.
Right.
Yep.
There's tons of college, and not that looking at college girls is a bad thing, but yeah. So, but we wanted to be able to actually talk, and they're of course drinking and making a bunch of noise. So we went and got away from town just a little bit out to the casino where we could sit down and be able to talk and get to know each other a little bit. So
Yeah, buddy.
and then
Now, I want to ask you a question.
ask me. Go ahead.
I can't remember when you guys started. Were you having troubles getting 4, or did you have 4, or were you thinking about 3? You don't have to name names. I just can't remember because we really like 4.
Yeah, and we had 4 was fairly easy. We're actually kind of looking at even upwards of 5 and 6.
See, I forgot about
There was
that.
a couple guys that I was looking at, and as to what was going to go on, and one of the guys always has had a Harley, and then he'd gotten rid of it. He's got one again now, but so he was kind of hemming and hawing. There's a couple guys who were kind of on the fence as to what was going on, but we had 4 solid guys.
All right.
And that's what you want. You got to have at least
Yep. We like at least 4 and max 6.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. That's not set in stone, but that's pretty much I think what we're going to go with as a club.
Yeah, and then you can grow from there, but you don't want to. You don't bring in 20 people, and it's pretty hard
Negative.
to control.
It can't be controlled.
No.
And we've seen it with other clubs with some of the stuff going on. All right, dude. So where we go? So you guys, after that first night, you guys met us. What are you thinking? Those guys are a bunch of douchebags,
Yeah, pretty much. Let's run as far away from this as we can. It's a bad idea.
and they're probably all actors in those bushy porns.
Yeah, that's right. So no, and then after that, we'd, at this point, we're kind of in a hang around phase of we hadn't been voted by the mother chapter to even be a prospective chapter yet, and so we were coming down to do.
So it's hang around stage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coming down and just going on rides, meeting for a beer, kind of meeting the families a little bit, meeting halfway or whatever. And then, it went on for, you were in a hang around for at least a few months.
And we rode up
Several
quite
months.
a few times.
Yeah.
Not the whole mother chapter, but I rode up a couple times with LD.
There's always at least a couple guys riding up.
And then Chewy was prospecting with the mother chapter at that time, and he rode up with us, if I remember, a few times, and we had to go to some damn baseball game of LDs or something.
Yeah.
Guys, he's got to let the baseball go. It's ridiculous.
Hey, baseball's good
And
stuff.
and tomorrow,
It's America.
dude, you can play baseball, not over riding motorcycles, though. Don't you think, Jeff?
I do.
Just
I
say
do,
it.
really.
Just say it. LD's gay.
No, actually, no. I've been
Just say it.
LD's gay. I was going to do that anyway. I had a little bit of a closing for him.
Oh,
How disappointed I was after all this time that he's not here.
Yeah, I
For me to take a piece out of him.
Oh, we're gonna get you two in the studio together. Don't worry about it.
Talking about he's gay and you
But,
want to take a piece out of him?
Are you
Oh,
listening?
geez.
What the hell are
I'm
you
coming-
talking
I'm
about?
coming
You're
tomorrow.
coming?
Coming
You're
tomorrow.
coming tomorrow with LD?
I'm coming tomorrow,
What the hell
LD.
is going on here?
He's not going to hear this, but tomorrow, LD, I'm coming. I'm going to be there.
That's
You need
not right. That is not right. I'm a little nervous.
LD. I'll have both of you in the same spot.
That's I don't know what to say about that.
Play my song again, would you? Can you play my song again?
All right, here you go.
There you go.
Boy. So anyway,
No, I in all seriousness, I have been at the stage that LD is as far as activities and whatnot that require the fatherly presence and whatnot, and the things that he's loved to do in the past. So I know that there's a balance there that I'm sure that takes up quite a bit of his time. So I'm glad that he's able to get away tomorrow. But these types of things, he's going to be doing it right up until the time that we go on the ride, and he's going to have to do it right when he gets back. So.
You know why though?
He's got a pretty crunch schedule. I'm
He
sure.
does, but you know why? He has to do. He has to coach like several sports a
Right.
year at a school to help pay
Right.
for tuition, right?
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So
All right.
he throws his hat in and he gives us time,
He does.
and
He
that, which
does.
is what he's doing right now. I know,
All right. So
but I'm still going to get him.
you better. You let him off the
Yeah,
hook there, big
yeah,
time.
so
I don't know
he
what
wasn't
happened
here.
there.
I'm so disappointed he's not here.
so back to what?
Yeah, back on track.
Back on track. Back on track. Yeah. So anyway, we'd
I'm finished.
after months and months of, like I said, just kind of hang around, you guys getting to know us, and that's kind of where you decide, these guys aren't, total douches, and we're interested in bringing them in as a Prospective chapter. And then within our club, and other clubs out there might want to consider this, is 6 months. 6 months Prospective time for a chapter, or also for any
For hang around.
you guys did for
6,
prospect.
right.
Prospect 6 months minimum.
Right.
6 months. So you got a guy who wants to get into your club, not even just a chapter. 6 month minimum. It really kind of gets to show what type of person this is, what type of character that they have. And during that time, obviously, we're going out and riding. We're trying to make ourselves available for the mother chapter and be able to come down and meet. Another big thing with us was social media, which wouldn't be as big of a deal. I mean, for us, we're within a few hours, so
The
we can come
low-tech
down a lot.
rednecks.
Yeah, exactly. I guess that was a tough one for us. But for us, because we're only 2 hours, it's not as big of a deal because we'd be able to ride down pretty easy. But if you're going to bring on, and like I said, this goes to any club because we're talking to everybody here, is that if you were going to bring somebody on who's hours and hours and hours away, obviously you got to get to know them. You've got to get to know who these people are, and one way to do that was through social media, Facebook, and just group me, texting, putting up pictures of what we're doing, and of course the usual stuff of barbecues, and we come up for birthdays for the guys, all kinds of different get-togethers and stuff. So basically just getting to know each other. I mean, it's really what it was all about, what the time is about, and is that somebody who you really want in your club?
Amen to that.
And the one thing about it is that at that time, it weeds out the patch buyers. The guys who just want to buy their patches. Because how many emails do we get of guys who are interested? Because now I'm getting them.
You see?
Yeah.
And
'Cause
I
I'm getting
knew
them.
it was going to
Yeah,
happen.
no,
Yep.
I'm getting them.
Yep.
Of guys who are interested, and then as soon as you say, hey, here's, kind of...
We're not just going to let you in.
Right. And
Oh,
then
you
all
have to
of-
work for it?
Whoa,
Yeah.
Whoa. See ya. And a lot of guys after that, they kind of vanish. They don't want to earn it. We're fine with that. We've talked about that. Obviously we'd like to grow, but we only want to grow with the right people.
Quality. Quality. Yeah. Like I've said in the past, I don't care if we ever have any 2 chapters but us 2. I will never push for numbers, and I really don't care because I know it will happen when it's supposed to happen. But I knew you guys would get requests, and I knew you had, and we get them. But that's kind of been what I've seen over at least the last 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 years is kind of that, not just law enforcement motorcycle clubs, but all law-abiding biker clubs, is this massive uprising, which it is our next episode, in fact,
we'll talk about that
which
later.
we're going to talk about why there's so many clubs popping up. So look forward to that episode, guys. But yeah, and a lot of it is just because everybody wants to be in a club and they don't really know what they're doing, and they just start it and they figure they just can let anybody in, and it's not that big a
bad
deal.
apples in.
It's happened. Look,
Yeah.
I mean,
we got guys around our area who ride Harleys. That one of our guys in our club might like the guy, but I'm going to veto him.
See?
And that's what's nice for us too.
we have a couple guys and that's great because we have a couple guys like that too.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, no, and there's a couple guys that I know, and they're like, no. So, and that's the beautiful part. You don't get in this club without 100%.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Absolutely 100%. So that keeps all the riffraff out, and that's not a ego thing.
Yeah. So now that we're patched, now what do you do? Right.
Right.
You patch, you just see you guys later. We've got our patch. We'll do our thing.
What'd you think of it real quick before we jump on?
Go ahead.
And what did you guys, open and honest, you were our first chapter that we took on. Was the prospect period extremely difficult? Was it, did you feel, I guess, like you really, when you got your colors, like, yeah, we earned this crap and we deserve it?
Sarge, go ahead. You're over there. You look like you're calculating.
Calculating. Yeah. It was.
Sorry. That's a fun one. I don't know why. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
I guess the best way to put it, for me, it was unpredictable. What are we going to be doing next? As far as some of the things we did, as far as the prospecting was concerned.
Geocaches.
Some of my worst nightmares didn't happen, especially when I saw Chewy having to do the karaoke thing.
Yeah, that would have
Oh
been
my
great.
God.
Get Sarge up there on karaoke.
Yeah, I get washed out then. If that would turn out to be the case. But anyway, it was fun. It was just, for us, it was just kind of a matter of, I knew all these guys already. I'd never really thought as far as the club setting. I knew guys from various clubs, the Knights, of course, then the Iron Pigs. There's some guys up there in that area. But as far as the club setting, it wasn't really anything that I was really interested in for a variety of reasons, not having to do with anything, as far as the personalities of the people that I knew that were in clubs. Are just
So on that note, because I know you've been asked by multiple different clubs kind of to come over and join. So why this one?
I think, for me, a lot of along the lines of the things we've been talking about here, as far as
You just love me?
no, that's not it.
Because you're bushy.
No, that's not it. Okay. That is not it. Play my song, would you?
He needs to get it back on track.
Yeah,
Back on track.
Yeah.
He lost there.
Squirrel.
And I think it was has more to do with the exclusiveness, and that's not. I don't mean that in an arrogant connotation as far as cops only. I think it's just kind of the idea, and other clubs can do this too, with specific.
You can say cops only though, but I mean even then we're going to exclude them.
Well, other types of clubs, for
Right. It's everyone.
for whatever as far as their criteria of what they want for club membership is concerned. And I think that the criteria that we have in this club does put the checks and balances in place in order to have it small and, grow slowly, because, I agree 100% of what you guys were talking about earlier, as far as if you open the doors wide, then eventually you do lose control and the problems come in and you're answerable to the problems.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow the problems to come in and they fester, then the problems will persist. I think that the checks and balances of a club like this, which happens to be law enforcement, but other clubs have different types of criteria for what they have. I think this one here is tight enough so that you have better checks and balances and controls in place, so that things run smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Keep control of your
Eventually,
club.
it will grow a little bit. I'm sure that down here, up there, as far as other chapters are concerned, if they open up elsewhere, I don't know. But I can say this: there's one fellow that I've ridden with for quite a bit over the last few years, and I was talking to him about the club just last week, as a matter of fact, and it's the first he'd heard about it. So it is going slowly, and I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to him about it as far as saying, hey, this is something you're interested in. It was a ride that we were going to go on, and I told him that there would be other club members there, and he just, he wanted to know about the club because he hadn't heard anything, and this is a guy that I've been riding with for years. So, the turtle pace, for lack of a better description, of how this is going is fine with me. And I think that's one of the reasons why, like-minded people, of course, because we're all in law enforcement, the current membership, we don't have any retired. Everybody
Soon to be.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody is attracted to the like-minded. And, of course, we are no
I'm not
different.
attracted to you.
No. Attracted to the setting of
I
having
am.
like-minded
He's
people.
attracted to Rob. He said that a little bit ago.
Okay. Hold on a second. Time out.
I'm done.
Are you done? Okay, all right.
Now, you looked at some other, clubs, but,
I think I lost my train of thought.
a lot of those clubs, like we've talked about in the past, and we're not egotistical, but you do buy your colors in all the clubs. And,
right.
I was with the Blue Knights before that. I was the president. I started the first chapter here, me and Lurch. And it's just a different feeling when you belong to something that you earned. It'd be like being given your job.
Right.
You didn't earn that. You didn't go to it.
And this is
There's no pride. There just wasn't any pride. And it's okay. I have a lot of friends that are over there with that chapter that we started over there.
And we're not trying to say our club is
No,
the best
not
or
at
ours
all.
is the way
Not
to
at
do
all.
it, but it's if you want to keep control and you want to keep quality,
Yes.
It's a good way to do it.
You don't want to be in the paper
They-
or
it's bad too.
on Facebook or anywhere else with those indiscretions that you got to be really careful.
The love of motorcycles is the common denominator for all of these groups. But, on some of them, the way that I used to see them before and I have been asked, for other clubs, I just didn't like the idea of the wide openness. I mean, maybe the local chapters were small, but they were, throughout the region. And so, for me, it just wasn't anything that I was really particularly interested in. Blue Knights, those that I know, great group of guys, but what they've got like 20,000.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Internationally,
membership internationally 20,000. I just, that wasn't for me.
No, and let me tell you, as a president over there and starting that chapter, it's really hard to keep. There is just not a lot of control. So, and that's okay. Like I said, we ride. We're actually tomorrow we're going to ride with some of those guys. So nothing, nothing bad. Just different mindset when it comes to that night. Like I say, I learned.
And I think the best way to put it, there isn't anybody that I wouldn't go ride with.
Right.
Right. And I think that everybody here feels the same way.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about club membership and stuff, and as far as the criteria and the requirements and whatnot, I like the way that this setting is right here, as opposed to the larger organizations. I mean, it's really that simple. I don't know how else to put it.
Right.
And that's just me.
No, well said. And like I say, no talking bad about any clubs here. We support all law-abiding biker clubs. Everybody just does it different. And I've come from, that environment to this environment. And so we're just speaking from, where we are now. It certainly doesn't mean we think we're better than anybody. It's just
not at all.
It's just really, I guess we like what we have. Mm-hmm. I'm very comfortable with what we have. Yeah. So, all right. So you guys, to answer that question, sense of ownership when you got your colors?
Yeah, absolutely. It's you earned something. It wasn't given, and you took the time to stick it out. Because it's not an easy path. Nobody just gave it to you. And a lot of it was not even being told what you needed to do, with coming up with things to do to progress yourself.
Right.
Into the club.
Yep. Well said. So, along with that, through the process, I guess you guys, and I saw some, changes through the process, I would say, and good changes, because you got into that mindset where like, okay, we get it. Right. We get it why these guys do what they do because of what we have now.
Right.
You see it now, and I think you saw it even before, or we wouldn't have fully patched it. You guys saw it before, like, we get it.
Right.
There's not any
and we've had
dirt
conversations where we were calling, I'd called you and say, hey, what do we need to do this for?
Right.
It's like, I'm just going to, and kind of explain it. And all right, I get that. I get that.
Very good. Yeah. Why do you guys do it this way? And I don't mind those questions because if you're not comfortable with it, then don't do it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we would have those talks and I'd be going, well, this is our beliefs and this is what we think. And you were always like, yeah, makes sense. Mm-hmm. And now,
and then once I took that back after talking to you,
right? Because you guys were
because I was kind of the liaison. Because like I said, Rob's one of my best friends, and so you guys talk freely and stuff. And so you'd call me, and then made it easy. I'd come back and bring that information back, and everyone would say, okay, yeah, I get that.
And with new chapters, we do want a liaison. Somebody that's kind of not the leader, but technically takes stuff back and is the mouthpiece for the guys. So yeah, you did. That's good to jog my memory. You did call me on a few things and ask, and that's good.
A lot of it was just open stuff. It's like, okay, if the not recruiting thing, why do we need to do this if we don't care about growing? And a lot of it's just the openness of our club, and a lot of it is of what we do as a profession is that being able to show people, hey, we're open. Here's what we're doing. All we're doing is riding motorcycles and having a good time, and so.
Yep. All right. So with that, once you guys, once you move on from there, as far as you get through the prospecting period. Yeah, we had you guys do some stuff. We're not going to get in deep about that, but some of the, we had you guys do T-shirts and we had you, we put different projects on. You got to get your Facebook page going.
Right. Making a video, finding something somewhere and picking something up, taking it somewhere.
We had a couple geocaching things where we geocache some items and made you guys go find them.
Right. Yeah, and just and the big one was just putting pictures. We had a closed Facebook page, making sure that
one of those were a used condom. Those geocached items.
Used.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it was extra large.
Yeah. But some of that was just of taking pictures of us riding together, going places. Just kind of seeing what we're doing on a weekly basis.
Yep. You got to throw yourself out there to be a member of this club. You you better show us what you're about. You better be very open because nothing is closed. You better, except who gets in the club is closed.
Right.
But aside from that, you better throw yourself out there. Show us you're proud. Show you guys bought your Prospective T-shirts when you were just hang-arounds, and then of course we issued you your vest when you're a Prospective chapter with just the front patch. And yeah, you got to throw yourself out there. Do your videos. Do your geocaching. Find these. You got to meet here, meet there, and ride a lot with us so we can know your riding abilities. And then, yeah, I lost my train of thought. There was one more thing. But anyways, yeah, the Facebook, social media, your closed page and putting yourself
Showing
out
what
there.
we're
So,
doing.
Yep. So you do have to be and you weren't very high tech.
No.
You guys.
No.
You know? And so your Facebook page was all new. And I had to work with you on that and getting your support thing up there. So just know that, you know, if you are going to join this club, you will at least learn some of that stuff. It's not terrible. You got it now.
It was a good process. I think it's a great way to do it. It really weeds out who gets in. And like I said, I mean, it's that we're not trying to say, like I said, once again, our club is the way to do it, but it is definitely, I think, if you're trying to keep certain types of members and a certain type of, a quality of whatever kind you determine that to be, it's a great way to do it. And if you're earning something, then you appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You don't earn something, you don't appreciate it.
Roger that. Go ahead. Move on. We're getting to where your Prospective or your full chapter status now.
We came down here, right around Christmas time. We got full patch, get brought in as full members, and then of course today, what are we doing now currently? Continuing to ride, continuing our thing. We got guys that like to come out and ride with us as a club, and obviously this is not. This isn't you just get your patch and you go on your own way. I mean, it's a brotherhood. That's what was established. That's why another reason for the hang around process, the prospect, our Prospective chapter process is in place because y'all get to become good friends. You hang around together. So what are we doing? Here we are. We're all coming down here. Me and Sarge are down here tonight, podcasting, staying here tonight. The other members of Big River and some other guys that have been riding with us quite a bit lately. Those guys are going to be riding down with some of our full patch members, and then we're all going on a big ride tomorrow. So yeah, continue to hang out, continue to do our thing, continue to keep quality over quantity, just continue to move forward, man. Riding, we're all about riding.
Now
Having
you
a good
guys
time.
pretty much, once we cut you loose, we talk about that in the chapter request thing. But once, we don't. That's the whole point, is getting to the point where we're at to where we don't have to axe anybody. We don't let you in. If you get in, you can know you're probably here to stay.
Right.
We don't ever anticipate a point where we're going to have to ever vote anybody out, because
Hope not.
there's no way we would have got you in the first place, And that's the key. Do that. And if you have any hesitation, then they shouldn't be a part of your club.
Right.
It's just going to be problems. And now that we did that process with you guys so much, I think you guys should hopefully feel like you're on your own. I mean, we're a brotherhood and we do everything together, but I really don't, as the president of the mother chapter speaking here, I really don't, I care what you guys do up there.
Right.
But I never, ever lay awake or think about what's Popeye and what's Jeff and Mike and Greg. What are they doing up there?
Yeah,
are they doing the right thing? Or do, you don't even tell me some of the, interest you have. I don't need to know. It's not you know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't need that stress. I just know that the values of this club, what the processes are, and it's so nice to be able to let go and just say, that's your deal. Because could you imagine if we do get to the point where we have 5, 6, 7 chapters? I can't. I need to know that you're doing business, and I know that the only way you got in is that you're, that we let you in, and so it's nice to have you guys up there and know that Jeff is keeping control of you. Did I just say that? Did I slip?
No, it was not a slip. It's natural.
What do you got to say on all this, Jeff? And we'll wrap.
And the truth is that we give Sarge a hard time, and we flip a bunch of crap, and the only reason is because we love and respect him, and we give him crap about his age. And
I only made one age joke today, by the way.
And really, he's really not that old.
He's not.
Compared to Moses,
I'm
who
the
was
next oldest in this club.
Compared to Moses, who is like 900 and something years old. So he's really not that old.
And of course, you can see what a dramatic effect all this has on me.
Yeah.
It just got me down to the point where I just don't know how I'm going to get up again. All this is just totally devastating. I lay awake at night. I really do.
I figured.
The wife doesn't know what to do with me, and just what's wrong? Oh, it's Lee.
Yeah. Does she make this sound when she refers to Lee?
Yeah.
All right, Jeff.
No,
let
it's
you wrap it
it's
up.
all in fun. It's all in fun. It really is. I'm talking about the razzing. I mean, it
Oh,
really
sure.
does nothing to me, but it's just kind of
Sticks and stones may break my bones.
You should see us at work.
Yeah.
Work is no different.
No, it's been fun. It really has. Up to this point, and I'm looking forward to, when you're talking about the time of year here, right here, it's the very beginning of the riding season for the most part. We had a late winter in this area, and so this will be the first time we've been together, like we said, when everybody's got their full patch. And so I'm really looking forward to it. I have been here for a couple of weeks now, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to, doing some more of this during the riding season this year, because it's really going to be the first year that.
Are you super stoked?
Oh yeah, super stoked. Yeah,
stoked.
super stoked. Yeah.
One for Popeye.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got a ride coming up this summer, and I'm real jacked about that. Stoked, excuse me.
Thank you.
That's going to be great. I have been down in that area before on the bike and driven down there.
Well,
the
Oregon area.
Yeah,
That's when you came over with Lewis and Clark, right? And you guys made the trail coming through.
Time out. Hold on a second.
Not gonna stop.
Hold on a second.
I'm done.
You're done? Okay. All right.
All right. All right,
And
guys.
that's going to be great. And so, no.
Sacagawea.
When I first heard about this, he told me about it. Popeye told me about it. It was a couple of years ago.
Do you remember where we were?
About a year and a half. Actually, about a year and a half.
I remember where we were.
Yeah, I remember where we were. I do. We were at the Christmas party.
Yeah.
See?
I remember most of it.
You don't remember much of it. Yeah, no, you don't remember much of it. I know you don't. But, I don't want to, I remember it, so obviously it didn't go over my head, but I basically forgot about it, and I never asked him what was up with it and whatnot, and then he came up later, and it explained what you guys had done down here as far as forming the club, and like I said, up until that point, I turned down opportunities because it just wasn't something that I was interested in. But this one was a little bit different, and so I was willing to come along and see what it was going to lead to, and
different, saying it lightly.
yeah. So far,
Popeye was part of it.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
Well, we're glad to have you aboard, and we're glad.
Welcome aboard, sailor.
Yeah. Do you got anything else before we wrap this up? Because we're a little over, but I wanted to get this in. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Because this is okay to go a little extra on this one. So, all right.
Total eclipse of the heart, baby.
Atta boy. Anyways, guys, thanks for being with us. My call to action to you today is go to my Patreon page, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, and just do it and agree to pledge so that we can keep this content coming. And, you heard it all. So go to Patreon, check it out. I got a video there. And if you want to listen to it again and all that, Lab Podcast phone number, 509-731-3548. That's the hotline. Leave a message. We may play it on an upcoming episode or internet voicemail right from your microphone's computer, your computer's microphone. That's what I meant. lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail or voice message. Of course, email or voicemail at lawabidingbiker.com/contact. Don't forget to get in that free email club. That's right. Get in the free email club, /email club, and you get all the coupon codes. Don't forget about the coupon code Oscar for the Auto Tuner video. Rate us in iTunes, lawabidingbiker.com/iTunes or /Stitcher Radio either. We appreciate it. Thanks, guys, so much for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Keep the rubber side down
and the shiny side up.
Roger that.
Thank you for listening to the Law Abiding Biker podcast. Please listen to our next episode.